everyone, I'm just Barry, and today I'll bring you my top 5 underrated free Steam games. This list is in no particular order as they are all very different from one another. Every one of these have smaller but dedicated communities that I had a lot of fun with. Now without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 5. The Elder Scrolls Legends. This is the card game I like to recommend to those who want to break from Hearthstone itself but still has that itch for an online card game. Legends is very easy to pick up as its mechanics are similar to Hearthstone's. On your turn, you draw a card, gain a mana crystal, and you control how your creatures attack. But the game also adds its own mechanics to spice things up. One, the game board is separated into 2 lanes. These lanes cannot interact with each other outside of specific cards. There is also a rune system that serves as a catch-up mechanic. For every 5 health you lose, a rune on your side will break and you get to draw a card for free. There is even a mechanic called Prophecy which allows you to use that card right away. The game also takes a page out of Magic the Gathering and allows you to mix cards of different classes together, which makes the game very diverse. You'll be able to make several decks quickly, as the game will practically throw currency and tickets at you, which you can use for free arenas, constantly allowing you to get multiple packs and crafting material within a few hours play. If you want a fresh card game experience that's extremely new player friendly, then this is the game for you. Number 4. Dirty Bomb. Dirty Bomb is one of my favorite shooters that have come out within recent years. It combines the modern shooter with hero shooter mechanics, which result in the best of both worlds, where your gunplay and ability usage play equal parts in how well you perform. Every character can stop on the enemy team, as even healers have really good guns. You also are defined by your character's abilities. For example, as a healer, you don't have to pay much attention to healing, as most healers just drop a med pack or healing station, then carry on shooting, which is personally my preferred playstyle. The abilities for each character feel like an addition to your gameplay, as opposed to a restriction, like being forced to endlessly heal using your medic beam as Mercy, or stick to your group to heal as Lucio. There are currently dozens of characters with a large variety of kits that will let you play nearly any role you can think of. You can be a sniper who has a heartbeat sensor to find targets hiding behind cover, you can be a heavy-ass character with a minigun, be a shotgunner with landmines and one-shots on suspected victims, and even a specialist who controls a laser satellite. Now the game focuses on objective progression style gameplay where you can be pushing a payload that when pushed to a checkpoint will destroy a doorway, so you can attempt to plant bombs on the next checkpoint, which will then destroy a factory. It's a cool way to tell a little story and give context to the gameplay. If you do intend to give this game a try, which I hope you will, you'll have to use the server browser to find a game. The normal quick game will take a long time to find a game as there aren't that many players left, but if you use the server browser and hop into a game, you're in for a great time. Number 3. Robocraft. Robocraft is Legos meets arena shooter. Remember when you would build little Lego abominations and make them fight each other? That's Robocraft. You have infinite blocks, lasers, sniper rifles, rocket boosters, healing beams, and so much more. There are several pre-built bots for those who just want to fight and not have to build anything, but for those that do, you can build whatever you want. Like, whatever you want. And based on how powerful it is, it's assigned to a power score which acts as the balancing mechanic. When you queue up with your color vomit wall of guns, it will try and match you up with those with similar power scores. Despite how silly the premise is, the game is actually quite competitive. All of the games I played were close as the game does a good job designing how the game plays. While there are healing beams in the game, you can also regenerate when out of combat, so if you get caught out of the open and get blasted down to one leg, you can hovel over and slowly rebuild, which makes for fast-paced gameplay that doesn't punish you too hard for getting caught, so you can focus on having fun. If the thought of playing a LEGO shooter with near infinite variety in both allies and opponents, then this is the game for you. Number 2. Battlerite. Battlerite takes my favorite part of the MOBAs, that being the team fights, and makes the game all about that. You pick your champion and build, then queue in for a 2v2 or 3v3 arena battle. You would think that every character would have like 3 or 4 abilities, but no. They all have 8. That's right, there are tens of characters that each have 8 abilities, which makes the game downright chaotic at times. You join a game, do a little pre-game warm-up to test out your abilities, buy an item or 2, then get straight into the arena where you try to take out the other team. Depending on your style of hero, whether you chose a tank, healer, or damage dealer, you'll need to work with your team to win, which could mean anything from protecting a healer from getting sniped down, or having a tank create an opening on a squishy character so the rest of their team can dogpile them. The game takes the idea of a team fight and improves on it in several ways. There are no levels, and items themselves play a relatively small role. It simulates a battle between 2 teams on equal footing battling it out, and it is addicting. Even if the game starts out with a team getting stomped, there is a massive comeback mechanic called Overcharge, where if a teammate goes down, then their allies can activate Overcharge, which increases their health and damage for a short time, leading to some amazing comebacks. By taking this exciting part of other games and making it the focus, Battlerite gives you an action-packed experience like no other. Number 1. enderal, Forgotten Stories. Alright, so enderal isn't technically free. It's a total conversion mod of Skyrim, which you need in order to play it. But for real, If you don't own Skyrim by now, then you have bigger problems, because Todd Howard is currently tracking you down to shove 50 copies of Skyrim down your throat. For everyone else, this game is absolutely amazing. It made me fall in love with Skyrim all over again. A fresh experience for someone who has thousands of hours in the base game. Enderal creates a whole new world for you to explore with its own lore and story. There are no Dragonborn. You are an outcast who became an adept to magic at a late age, which gives you a disease that you must quest out to find a cure. Find yourself in Enderal, a traditional land that was once ruled over by immortal tyrants that were revered as gods. You'll encounter new terrains, creatures, factions, everything. It's pretty much an entirely new game outside of the combat system and dialogue system, which even then there are changes to that. The world feels a lot more alive as the NPCs feel more real than people in Skyrim. They speak to your character without being prompted, they swear and curse because the world's going to hell, they'll mock you because you're an outlander, or joke with you because they're your friend. It makes you feel like you're a part of the world as opposed to the chosen one. Now what you see in the gameplay here is a side quest. There are no main story spoilers here. When I first got to this big city, I was told to go to the local shop to find work. When I go in and ask about the boss about joining, he tells me that I have to prove myself by doing small tasks for the employees to get their support. There were small things like delivering a letter or finding a lost necklace, but what really got me is when a third employee tricked me. I was going through the normal dialogue tree, trying to get the quest to move on. He asked me to beat up a beggar for him, and I said yes without thinking about it. It turns out that this was a trick to judge my character. He said I was scum for agreeing to do such things and vowed to speak against me, and I was completely taken aback, because that was the first time in any Elder Scrolls game I played where the NPC tried to trick me, and there were actual consequences. That was just the first part of a side questline. It only got more fun from there because you then get sent to check out a farm whose crops are failing, and the shop needs you to investigate. It leads you to finding a huge dungeon with challenging combat and a fun mystery. I seriously cannot recommend this game enough. There's so much more to it, like how you can't drink a million potions because your disease will kill you, or how food only heals you instead of combat, or how combat itself is much harder if you don't only adept difficulty. There's just so much depth in this game. You can easily tell how much passion was put into this. If you love the Elder Scrolls series, then you need to pick this game up now. So there you have it, my top 5 underrated free Steam games. Yes, all of these games are free, and I think you should try every last one of them. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it to be useful, feel free to like and subscribe. Have a good one.